Yes, it's a Sid Davis production. Presents Chips. Oh, no, it's a tribute to Paul Walker. Car, whoa, car, Mad Max Beyond Glendora. Dude, come on, man, concert's over. A deadly frisbee accident.
Tom Robinson, 19 years
He
old.
got drunk, passed out, and his friends whipped ketchup packets at his face.
His friends called him Speedy. He'd earned the nickname.
Yeah.
He always drove too fast, and that's what caused the accident.
Maybe they should have called him Too Fast. Harry Dean Stanton? Looks like a street magician ready to do a trick.
But what were the reasons for Tom's persistent speeding?
I don't know.
What motivated him? What events led up to this tragic ending?
Who cares? God, the hills have eyes. TJ Hooker.
I'm a traffic investigator, and it's my job to uncover the answers to these questions.
And keep my hair perfect.
Besides, I knew him personally, and I liked him.
You know, in a gay kind of way.
I called on his father first.
He was older, and I figured he'd put out.
Mr. Robinson was very cooperative and gave me
Officer
a frank
Ruddy.
account of his son's driving history.
He's a bastard, I tell you.
Before Tom got his own car, Mr. Robinson told me, father and son had frequent arguments about who was going to use the family car.
I'm gonna break my foot off up your ass, little bastard.
I gathered that Mr. Robinson himself was a pretty skillful driver, but aggressive.
I'm a
and
good
impatient
driver.
behind the
Look at
wheel.
me. I swear to God. Asshole.
Probably he kept his good driving record only through luck and the courtesy of other more sensible drivers. I wondered how many of Tom's earliest attitudes
Hurry up,
toward
you
driving
jerk
and
off.
taking
Liquor
chances
store's gonna
might have
close.
come from watching his own father.
The seatbelts were for pussies, son.
Then, with Mr. Robinson's help, Tom had been able to get a car of his own.
Snow monkeys.
He acted as if his whole life had led up to this moment. I
Car.
remember I felt pretty much the same way about my first car.
Bye, Dad.
In spite of his own reckless driving habits,
ran above
Mr.
the
Robinson
cart
made
with
it a
my
point to
friend.
urge his son to drive carefully and to observe all the traffic rules.
He's Batman. Coco and Reefer pouring out the windows. It's a good feeling to know.
First thing, Tom took the shortcut over the hills to his girlfriend's house to show her the new
And
car.
his newly buffed chin.
He and his father had already worked out a plan for Tom to repay the loan.
It involved doing favors for
Mr.
men.
Robinson told me, proudly, that his son had faithfully kept their agreement right up to the time of the
Which
accident.
was now.
Tom appeared in traffic court once on a speeding
And it
ticket.
made him go bald.
He admitted he'd been
Oh,
speeding
oh.
and was perfectly willing to pay the fine.
Christopher Plummer.
But his father was outraged that the police wasted their time
Yeah,
hauling in
that's
good,
all.
clean-cut
That's
kids for driving a little fast, while the city was overrun with real criminals.
Now, he doesn't molest kids, he just
I'd
runs
heard
them
that
over.
idea many times. How much did it contribute to Tom's own
Don't worry
attitude
about
towards
it, son. I
speeding?
got pictures of him. The judge is a homo.
Tom's younger brother, Kenny,
his club foot.
still very proud of him, said to me, Tom was the best driver in the world. He could have been a race driver.
And he's the best dresser, and has the best hair. And after say, I think it's weird, but I'm not sure. And I was in the bathtub, and I thought once, gonna get high from a Negro to the... They hit the neighbor's
It was
cat.
pretty clear that this obvious hero worship from his younger brother
God.
must have been important to Tom. Certainly, it helped to boost his own conviction that he was a skillful driver.
Wow. I'm a skillful driver, yet fun at the same time. I laugh forcibly when I go cruising.
Kenny would be old enough to apply for his driver's license in a few weeks.
Kenny's brain damaged.
When he told me about the lessons Tom gave him, he made them sound like some of their happiest times
And the
together.
lesson he told me about jacking off and how you can lose the wall but fuck, I was so happy.
I spoke with several of Tom's teachers. I learned that he was popular with his fellow students, although he wasn't particularly active
You're
in school
black,
affairs.
right? I mean, I don't get the whole J.J.
The teachers
Walker
agreed
thing.
that he was conscientious and responsible. He was a good student, though not brilliant, and he usually showed good common sense.
Going to
I made it
school.
a point to talk with some of Tom's friends.
Like Dorothy Hamilton and the gay Cherokee.
In his desire to be accepted,
John
Tom
Elway and
always
his
seemed
mother?
to be trying to impress them with his driving. He sure could handle a car, they told me. But there was no
Ow,
doubt
feet.
they thought he was a pretty wild driver.
What a douchebag. I hope he dies.
Once Tom found that he'd earned his friends' admiration, he was anxious to keep up his reputation for fast driving. His girlfriend, Carol, told me that she liked riding with him.
Carol was a middle-aged prostitute.
But I never realized what could happen, she told me. We always had such a great time.
He got me drunk and then do me and then throw up on my stomach when he was finished. Who's got the bigger chin? I've got the bigger chin. Oh, man, he's got an automatic. Oh, man, that guy's chin is big. Elvis? Yeah, no one can beat my buff chin. No, I'm not a puss. I swear, this is my turn. I have to go home. Dirty Mary and Crazy Larry.
Carol told me that one of Tom's best friends had been badly hurt in an automobile accident and might be permanently crippled.
Wow. Well, here you go with my
But
insensitive
Tom's
gift.
attitude seems to have been the usual one. It can't happen to me.
Because I'm a Van Patten and my hair is feathered.
And his reckless speeding continued.
What?
His confidence in his own skill at the wheel increased,
assholes, get off the
and he grew
front.
more and more impatient with anyone who got in his way.
Mom, get
He
off
took
the
more
road.
chances than ever.
Now, don't drive angry. Oh, gotta go. Real bad. Clenching. Not enough. Sorry. Wow, Punch break up with John?
I learned that Tom used to brag about his technique for beating the rap if an officer stopped him for a traffic
His
violation.
technique was filthy, yet practical. Hi there, Officer Thwaitie.
His trick was always to be very pleasant and polite, to say he was sorry for what he'd
Yeah,
done,
lie.
and to agree with everything the officer said. On minor violations, it seems to have worked. He'd actually been stopped several times and let go with a warning.
Tom blew his way out of many a ticket. Sucker. If only you knew what I have in my truck. Later. He floors it? An asshole.
My own association with Tom came about through the Athletic League baseball team, where I was coach.
The Bad News Bears.
Tom's doctor had reported to me that he was in good physical shape, and that his eyesight and reflexes were
He
excellent.
could walk and breathe at the same time.
Only a few days before his accident, he tried out for first
That's
base.
not him.
He was always likable and
He
conscientious,
has a nice
but
beard.
his playing was erratic and he just couldn't handle the
Oh, if only I
position.
had my car, I would have
I've
caught
often
it.
wondered if this failure might have upset him so much that he unconsciously tried to compensate for it in other ways. Perhaps it was one more factor in his compulsion to
This
speed.
is upsetting as my tiny shorts.
Tom had a part-time job after school
I
in a
told you,
local
Mom, the
drugstore.
KY jelly's over
His
there.
employer told me that he was a dependable worker, friendly and polite.
When he wasn't busy stealing his freaking Vicodin and Dilaudid. Roy
The
Clark,
pharmacist also
pharmacist.
told me that the day before the accident, Tom had asked for a raise.
Come on, old man.
He had had to turn him
I'm
down.
sorry, but I have a wife and 2 thigh burns to support.
Tom seemed unusually disappointed, he thought. He needed the extra money for his car
Thanks for
insurance.
another asshole.
Then, the following day, Tom drove Carol home after school and headed over the hills again on his way to work.
Carol lives in Shantytown. Motherfucker won't give me a raise, I swear to God. Oh, fog hat. I'm a good driver. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, it didn't hurt. I'm fine, really. I'm okay. Huh, well, there's your problem.
So there wasn't just one reason
my
for
job
Tom's
is so
speeding,
boring.
but lots of them.
Hey,
They had
Napoleon
brought us
Dynamite.
both here.
God, I'm such an idiot. What did I have for lunch? Turkey, I don't know, maybe 7-Up. God, what a day I'm having. First the accident, then they take out my wisdom tooth. Oh, God. Are you chilly? There you go. Oh, there's a...
His early difficulties with his father over the use of the family car
right.
might have caused him to think of it as a symbol of adult superiority.
That's the great Santini.
And his father's attitude and driving habits might have given him the dangerous idea that it's all right for a skillful driver to take
Habits
chances.
like wanking during driving.
The admiration his speeding earned him from his younger brother,
And then we took baths together.
and his apparent popularity with his friends must have been unusually important to
Yes,
him.
2 friends.
Subconsciously, he may have looked
Suicide,
upon speeding
failure.
as a way of making up for those small failures and disappointments that we all have to face. I thought further about Kenny. As drivers, both his father and his older brother had set poor examples for him,
Stepfather.
but his own history and personality were different from his
Very
brother's.
different.
How good a driver would he turn out to be?
Maybe a driver in the LGBT community.
I felt that Tom's speeding was an emotional outlet.
Thanks, guys. I'm
He was
really
probably
beat.
compensating for feelings of insecurity and inferiority.
And his thin
Speeding
penis.
was a kind of thrill-seeking for him, a childish defiance of
Oh,
authority,
God. Oh, I'm
and
still
a
in the car.
misdirected attempt to show superiority.
whites only ambulance.
These were surely some of the reasons for Tom's compulsion to speed.
I should brush
There
my
may have
hair.
been others. If there were, he took them with him.
Died on Tobacco Road. So they send him off with soft porn music? Nice. Sid Davis, the Hitchcock of educational shorts.